Alright, my friends, welcome back to Siggy Air. This is part 2 of our New Year's live stream and a flight on the Cascade Mountains with the DHC-2 Beaver. So if you didn't see my first flight here, my first stream, just go ahead. It's available here on Siggy Air. The only issue I had was that I couldn't use my microphone. There was an issue with my microphone, so hopefully that is solved at this point. Let's take a look. The only issue I had was all right, so it looks like it's working here. There was an issue with my microphone, so hopefully that is solved. So what we're gonna do today is we are going back to Vancouver Harbor from here, from the lake where we stopped to get some lunch, do some fishing, and we are set to go back. Looks like the weather is fantastic, and we don't have any clouds that we need to worry about. So there's some to our east over here, but it looks like the weather for Vancouver looks great. All right, so let's get going, and let's see if we can do a short takeoff from here. Let's go inside here. I think we probably shouldn't take off in this direction, but let's see. We can take off to the east and then just fly around. What we need to do is I think we're hitting bottom here. I have to be careful. So let's see if we can. Yeah, I think we were hitting bottom over here. And we just gotta clear out of here, and then we can depart to the east in this fantastic aircraft. So, all right, got our flaps to take off. We have fuel, and we're gonna be on our rear tank, and everything else looks pretty good. All right, so ready to go. Not using ATC or not going to use any autopilot or anything like that. We're just going to hand fly this baby. Right. Don't you love the sounds of this aircraft? This is so unique. Alright, let's bring back the power a little bit. And set our rate of climb. We're going to be doing about 80 knots. We're going to trim it here. Excellent. This is our way back to Vancouver. We're going to fly west and southwest actually. So this is the Havilland Beaver. It's a fantastic aircraft. It's said to be the aircraft that saved Alaska because, as you know, in Alaska there are no major roads. It's very limited in terms of the roads, and it's so vast and expands that it's really a challenge to go anywhere in Alaska. So this aircraft saved Alaska in terms of being able to fly anywhere. You can just, this is, you can fly anywhere, land anywhere, get the water set up here. You can have some, you can land also on any, if you bring your gear down, you can land on any runway, short runways. It just takes off on a dime. It lands on a dime. This is just a great aircraft. And in 2024, it's just there's a little bit of issues here with it. I've flown this on 2020. It's not as good as 2020. It still has some kind of little bugs like most of the things on 2024. But it is very enjoyable, and as you can see, 2024 is just a joy to fly on these type of scenery because it just brings it out. It's just so fantastic here. So I can't just say enough. Even though sometimes 2024 just really drives me crazy. So many issues with it. I'm getting a little bit distracted. I'm just going to bring my flaps to cruise speed here. So many issues with it. I mean, I'm not even doing career mode because career mode for me, I don't know, you let me know. To me, it feels a little bit gimmicky. And it also has a lot of bugs. You know, I try, and if you don't do anything exactly, and sometimes you do it exactly, and you think that you're doing it correctly, and it just doesn't work. You know, you get punished, and I get frustrated with it. So until they fix some of the stuff, I'm not gonna even try career mode anymore. I'm just gonna fly like this on this type of general aviation aircraft. It's just very enjoyable. Now I've done some airliners, and my favorite one is of course the Phoenix. And the Phoenix is okay, still a little bit issues with it, some minor bugs. I had my setup with GSX and FS2 Crew, and it still doesn't work the way 2020 works. So rather than just getting frustrated with it, I'm flying you know, this type of GA aircraft, and I'm flying on situations where I can really enjoy and appreciate the 2024 program here, sim, because, you know, this is, if you look at it, this is just fantastic. And if you think about it, they're just not there isn't a major thing that they did with the graphics, but what they did, it really has brought in the sim to a different level in terms of the graphics. So I hate the interface. I hate the fact that I can't control I can't get rid of this toolbar on top, and every time I move my mouse I see that line coming in there. Just a pain in the neck, but otherwise, you know, it's just you know, I'm not gonna rant too much about it. because there's no point. But I'm just going to enjoy it here, and what we're gonna do, maybe we'll stop along the way and just gonna highlight how this aircraft really you can get anywhere, and it's so rewarding that you're flying around, and if you see a place where say I wanna go there, I wanna go fishing there, I wanna go and have some lunch in there, you can do so in this aircraft. I think that, let me see if there are any, again I'm not using any co-pilots, but let me see if there are any places along the way on our route to Vancouver Harbor. Again, I'm using live weather, and we can follow the river here, but I want to get into the mountains here. The Vancouver Harbor is right over here. Let me get a little bit closer. So I'm going to turn right and then come across this mountain ridge over here and come down into Vancouver Harbor. That's what I'm going to do. And there are some places along the way that we can stop and get out of the plane. And that's the other thing I really like about the 2024. You can get out of your plane and you can walk around. And I think that, once you just stay with me, and you'll see how pretty cool this is. So let me pick up some altitude here. And I think we're going in the right direction, but we need to get some, we need to go up and climb. And this baby has the power to do that. And the best climb rate is about 80 knots. So we're going to set it up like that. Yeah. I'm just going to weave myself through those mountains over there. Yeah, we got some. Whistler is somewhere around over there, on the other side of this ridge, about 80 miles from here. Maybe we'll take a little scenic tour of Whistler ski area. But I love the fact that in this aircraft you can just bring your canoe and go and stop anywhere and do some sightseeing and all that. This aircraft, was produced by the Canadian, a contract with the Canadian military back then, the Havilland Company, and it was their first successful aircraft that they produced, and they made about 1,900 of these babies, and there are plenty of them still flying around. Like I said, this and you see them a lot in Alaska, and then in this area of Canada, British Columbia, and it's really meant to be, you can put a lot of cargo in there. You can take these seats out and then put a lot of cargo in there. Some people even put in some winter recreational vehicles. So yeah, that was just fantastic. Look at that scenery here, and we're just gonna get over this, and I think that if we continue here, we will just come across and then come down. It should take about, 20 minutes or so, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and The weather is pretty good for this time of the year in British Columbia. Calm winds. Look at those clouds. You know, it's just again, you know, it's 2024, and I know that people have had a lot of problems with it. And this scenery, actually, I try to fly around the Niagara Falls area, and I wanted to just to see if I could just go through the Niagara and then be able to fly off the falls and come back up there's a large bridge over there. But boy, I don't know, you can try it, but the Niagara Falls there, the scenery, I don't know what's up with that. But the falls were like 1,000 feet up from the lake, and it just looked weird and awful, and I don't know what, it might be just a bug there, but nothing compared to the scenery over here. And that's the thing about 2024, and I think that the issue being, I don't know, you can comment down below if you find that this is true for you, that because of it's a streamed service, there's a lot of it's fairly inconsistent in the performance. You know, sometimes you get something like this that it looks fantastic, and other times it's just awful. So I don't know. I kind of want to see if they allow us to just to download those areas, for example, like we did in 2020, where we had the Caribbean or Europe or Western Europe or whatever, and so that would reside on your hard drive. And I mean, there's some downsides to that, but the good side is that you would still get fairly consistent performance on your simulator. But right now, I don't know, you tell me, I think it's pretty good. I am doing, it's a 1080p on the stream, but this is 4K on the simulator. So, and I'm doing most of the stuff that I'm doing here is ultra. So it looks pretty good. All right, on the Havilland over here, you have to make sure, this is on this aircraft, just have to make sure that you manage your fuel. For example, we are on the rear tank here, and we are on this aircraft. We want to do your center of gravity here, and I want to be able to. I'm not on autopilot here, but maybe I should put it on the autopilot while I do this type of thing. But it's on your fuel. You want to manage your fuel, and you start with the rear tank, and then you move to the center tank, and then your front tank over here. So let me trim this aircraft here a little bit better. There we go. So let me see if we are going in the right direction. It's just going to take a little bit more of a northerly track over here and go this way, and just follow. We're just going to follow along one of those rivers in here, and want to stay below the ceiling over here, the cloud ceiling, so I may have to go down a little bit. Hopefully the terrain will allow me to do that. So this is one of the also the coolest thing, because you, on a flight like this, you have to really manage your VFR here. You wanna, of course, we're probably not VFR rules. I mean, we are not below 500 feet on those clouds. So let me go down a little bit just to stay true to our VFR rules here. I want to stay below that 25, 500, and I think I'm okay. I don't want to go anything lower than this, so we can cheat a little bit. And then we come down on the way to Vancouver. So luckily we are going from a higher terrain to a lower terrain, so we can just manage our VFR better here, feeling like we're skiing down the mountain. Yeah, let me know, have you flown this aircraft? Have you flown the Beaver? Are you getting any good performance here on 2024? Are you enjoying it? For me, it's a love-hate relationship. Some days, like today, it's just fantastic. Some other days, I could just really hate it. So there's on the graphics, I think this might be something that they need to address. You see some of the some line artifacts around edges, where, like, for example, the lakes, edge lakes, or the horizons. So that you see sometimes that looks kind of weird. But other than that, just can't. I mean, it was a rocky start, but the only thing for me is that they haven't more updates on a regular basis. Like probably at the start, there was a lot of issues with 2020 at the start, but they did put out a lot of updates during that period of time. And because for me at first 2020 was really unflyable, and then after 2 weeks it was okay. 2024, it feels like forever for them to correct things. But look at this. Maybe we'll just go ahead and let's do a stop around here, one of these lakes. What do you think? You let me know. I wanna see if I can do a landing in one of these small, shorter ponds here. Let's pick one ahead of here. I'm gonna do some altitude. Let's see. Let's see where we are. I'm going to pick somewhere in somewhere around here. Alright, so I gotta lose some altitude here to bring down the power. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to land out this one over here. I'm gonna come in I think this one looks good. What do you think? Any comments on our landing site over here? Yeah, I think this one looks good to me. just gonna come around. Yeah. Come off this mountain over here on the side, and then on that highway. Yeah, why not? Just make it more interesting. Alright, just gonna skirt this mountain over here, and gotta lose some altitude and speed. And I'm gonna do a 180 over here. Alright, so it's gonna be interesting, but hopefully I won't embarrass myself here on this stream and crash this aircraft, because it will be a shame. I think we are on, yeah, it's right off here. And I think we can start with one set of flaps here. The sounds also are fantastic on this aircraft. It's just that engine. Really, it's what a unique engine. If you're a Beaver pilot, you just know by the sound and the vibrations whether the engine is doing okay or not. And I think that is something that is very valuable. For pilots to be able to be in tune with their aircraft like that. All right, so, and we're gonna come across here, and that little pond should be right off after that little hill over there. And I'm gonna try to make it in between these two hills on the left. Alright. I hope you're not watching for the hey, we're getting some turbulence here from the mountains. Let's see, where are we here? Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit too high over here, so I'm just gonna have to come. Maybe that's too small. I don't know if I can. Although I'm telling you, these aircraft can really make. What do you think? Any comments? Should I try to make it in this little pond over here? Looked like a beaver pond, actually. Boy, that's gonna be a tough one. Let's see. I don't know. I'm up for it. What do you think? I gotta pick up some speed over here, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to come around that hill and then come across this opening here and land this baby on that little pond here. I'm gonna need to put some more power in here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go around the little hill and then just through the left here and land on that little pond. What do you think? Am I gonna make this or what? Speed looks good. And I'm getting some turbulence over here, which is not too bad. The turbulence, the surface turbulence over here on 2024 is not too bad. Although I have it set up as medium because, frankly, so I have it as realistic. It's just too much. I don't know. I don't know what you've experienced here with 2024 on those settings, but boy, realistic is just too much. It just seems unrealistic to me. All right, so I'm coming across here. And hopefully I can land it. And taking off again will be a different question. Hey, we are Beaver pilots, right? We can do this. Too much speed right now. Cut down. I can see that right in front of us, right there. Now, according to Beaver pilots, you should be when you're landing on this type of terrain, you should be coming across at tree level. Those trees in front of us should be, especially on this little pond here, should be at our wings level. And I'm gonna set do some flaps over here. The flap sounds are great too. Alright, so looking pretty good. I wouldn't be around 65. So managing the speed is important here. Oh man, this is, now I'm realizing this is too, I'm not gonna have too much room for error here. And I'm just gonna go right there in between. And frankly, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to take off here. Oh my god. Right on the money. I think that's just a beautiful landing. Plenty of room to spare. And I'm gonna have to put in just make sure that I get down that so I can turn around. Tell you what, let's get in here. Tell me, what do you think about that landing? I don't think I could have done any better. So I'm gonna show you, because I think this is one of the coolest things about 2024. So I better park over here. Let's get inside and just open that door. Get out. I'm just gonna leave it running. I mean, that's something I shouldn't do, but what the heck, this is a simulator. You hear those sounds? So the other thing is the sounds. That's pretty awesome. Some birds. Let me walk around here. Now it's supposed to have some animals here. So I hear a lot of birds. Hopefully I don't come across a grizzly over here. Yes, a lot of bird sounds. And I don't know if you can hear that. So when I move around, I can hear the engine on one side of my headphones and the birds on the other side. So yeah, so this is the thing about this beaver, and in fact 2024, that you can come in here, land on this particular pond here, and do a fantastic landing like I just did. I mean, you got to go back and watch that again. I'm telling you. And then you can walk around, see that ground. And you can see, you can just fantastic. So, all right, let's get back on our plane here, and let's see if I can take off. See, when I went over that grass there, the sounds changed to grass from snow. All right, so let's get back in the plane, and let's see if I can just get back in there and do another and take off from here. Well, I don't want to get too close to the propeller here. And see how that changed to water sounds? So pretty cool. Let's see, let's get in here, and over here what you do is just cheat a little bit here. You just press Shift P, it'll push you back. Alright, so this is gonna be challenging here. I mean, was able to land. Alright, so I think we are all good here. And let's see, we gotta pick a spot where we can have the greatest length here in terms of what we're gonna be doing. Got the wind pushing me into the shore here. Alright, so I think if we come this way, up to that little cove there, we should have enough space, runway space. Turn around here. I don't want to get too close in there because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get stuck here. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I got stuck, so let's push back. And really, I don't want to do this. But there must be some wind that is pushing me. So let's see if I can get out of this here. Looks like I want to go the other way. Alright. Yeah. Looks like I'm stuck here. Here we go. Alright. I got unstuck here. Some of the challenges here of flying on the Beaver. Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and take off from here. Put our takeoff flaps. Let's manage our trim. Here we go. All right. That was pretty cool. Although I shouldn't have taken off with oh, I don't know what happened here. Well, anyway, so I think that I come to the end of my flight here. If I can get this started. The rear tank. Put a center tank. Oh, yeah. Oh boy, that was close. I had it in the wrong tank. Yeah, so I was more focused on getting out of there. And that's alright, my friends. That's what happens when you fly the Beaver. You need to be prepared to deal with any of these issues and be able to get out tight situations. Yeah. That's a little bit of a scare, but it's alright. Alright, let's get back to our original flight plan here, which is going to Vancouver Harbor. And let's see where we are here. And we need to be turning left here. Going up that ridge. Alright, so we'll just do that and climb, and we'll just set the climb rate at 80 knots. Get some more power in here. Yeah, I ended up staying on that rear tank there, and I lost all the fuel in there, so that's alright. It's a mistake I shouldn't be doing. Alright, so pretty close to our destination here, Vancouver Harbor. We're just gonna fly and go and fly across. Just take a direct route here. So we just there we go. Let's get up that ridge there, that mountain ridge. Got plenty of power here. On this Howland, you should stay over and within the blue area here. I'll show you. So your flight parameters to bring back the RPMs, and that should be good. And then our manifold pressure should be around 25 or so. And then we'll do a climb rate of about 80 knots. And that should be good. All right, so you can see start leveling off over here. So we're just gonna go straight into Vancouver Harbor over here, and should be pretty smooth flying. I'm gonna stay below that cloud level, that cloud ceiling over there. Yeah, that's another place where we can land here. But hey, I don't want to push it because I feel that that landing over there in that small pond was just perfect. We'll just do about 110 knots. Should be right into Vancouver Harbor. And about 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. We want to be over here. Right in there. All right. So, let me comments down below. What do you think? What have you flown the Beaver? Have you ridden in any of these scenery situations here? We got some, like I said before, I tried this around the Niagara Falls area, and that scenery didn't look good at all. And then I'm gonna try my next flight. I get some icing over here. My next flight, I think I'm gonna do the White Mountains in New Hampshire. And or maybe I'll just do Alaska. This is really an Alaska plane. All right, so we're set. Let me do, see if I can do a direct flight here. Just to make sure that, should I have the, I'm gonna use the autopilot here. And I'm gonna set it for, let's keep the altitude. Then I'm going to set my heading here. So I'm going to do heading hold. So I can just focus on other things. I think that we're gonna need some more altitude here. Let's say why don't we do some flight planning here? Let's do a quick flight plan. Let's do Vancouver Harbor. What I'm gonna do, I actually have shown this before, and if you haven't seen my channel, but I do some, you know, I'll show you how to do a flight plan here on the flight simulator web interface here. So what we can do is we can add here, and we can add CYHC as our destination. So let's do that. Actually, what we can do is just to set up a direct flight here, and that's probably easier. So we go direct CY. That'll be a enter, and let's do a nav. I think we're gonna need to pick up some altitude here. Alright, so let's temporarily disable this and just pick up some altitude. I want to stay below the cloud ceiling again. I'm getting some icing, so we need to get down to Vancouver Harbor ASAP. That's gonna be an issue. This see if I see any icing on those wings. Not at the moment. But if I pick up more an altitude here, it's just gonna be an issue. I think we're fine. We're gonna be okay. And just pick up a little bit of more altitude. We should be over, and then straight into Vancouver Harbor. Just making sure that I stay below those clouds, that ceiling over there, and the icing doesn't get any worse at this point. We have some surface on the windshield, but we are okay on the wings. We don't want this to get any worse. If we do get into those clouds, then that will be an issue. And I don't, if you know, I don't know if there's any defrost settings over here. Let me check this out. We got some carb heat. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to level off here and make sure that I'm paying attention. Yeah, I'm gonna level off here. Should be fine. Autopilot and altitude, and then heading. It should bring me right into Vancouver Harbor. Now let's take a look at. I am not sure if you do know if I have a defrost setting over here, so I should be putting on the pitot heat, and we don't need the light. Make sure that I have all this is parking. I don't see a defrost setting over here. Carb heat. Anyone know? This is the carb heat over here, yeah. We don't need that. Well, maybe we should do some carb heat sometimes. Anywhere, anytime this this weather. Although usually it's more of an issue in the summer, but cabin light intensity. I don't see any settings here for defrost. Yeah, I just don't. Which is, it's really, it's unusual to not have that available here on this particular aircraft. I'm sure the real ones do have it. Anyway, we'll just leave it like that, and that's actually this highway. Now we're doing VFR. This highway should take us right into Vancouver. Just kind of follow along. That's our direct flight. This is what I have for direct route and following along. But I can follow this highway down here. I'm not sure which highway is that. I'll just check that out. And yeah, I don't know. Just leave it like that. We'll just should be fine if that icing doesn't get any worse, and that looks like it's actually getting better. Yeah, I'm gonna follow that highway. Anyway, so far, I mean, if you started to watch recently, you gotta go back and rewatch that landing I did on that pond. And then later on, I made a mistake of not switching my tanks, and I almost ended the flight because I lost power and I had to restart the engine. So that was actually that was kind of exciting. So I'm gonna follow this highway right into Vancouver Harbor, and anyway, staying. I think I'm above, below 500 on these cloud ceilings, except probably here might be an issue. I may lose some altitude there to avoid any issue with the icing. See, this type of little pond here, that's not an issue for these aircraft. I mean, you saw, if you were watching, you saw that pond where I landed. That was just small and challenging. You gotta do a. I don't know if anyone's flying along with me. I don't have my settings. I don't have the multiplayer in here. I should probably do that the next on the next stream. So if you're flying, I'm gonna be flying the White Mountains on Sunday. So if you want to join on the Beaver, flying the White Mountains in New Hampshire, plenty of lakes that we can come in and out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish at the Charles River in Boston. I come in and then come from the White Mountains into the Boston area and then land on the Charles. We're gonna have the big universities on our right, MIT, and then on the left it's gonna be at Harvard, and then on the left it's gonna be like Boston University, and so it's gonna be pretty cool. So join me on Sunday for that particular flight. We're gonna do the Beaver. Probably take off from Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire, then come into Sebago Lake in Maine, do a couple of touch and goes, and then come right into the Charles River in Boston and do a landing there. So that's gonna be Sunday, my friends. All right, so but here is on Wednesday and New Year's Day. We are flying the Beaver in the Cascade Mountains, and we're gonna be landing. Let's go back here and look at our. We're gonna be landing on the Vancouver Harbor in just about maybe 15 to 20 minutes or so. And I'm kind of flying a little bit low here, but that's the thing about the Beaver. Beaver flying, Beaver pilots will tell you, we fly, if you fly in a pattern or regular plane that is about 1,000 feet, Beaver pilots will do 600 or 700 above the AGL, because that's how they do it. Beaver flying, it's close to the ground. That's how we were going to keep it here, because I want to stay off those clouds. And yeah, so this has been fantastic. I can't say enough of this flight. I can't say enough about 2024 graphics here. I wish they would improve on this aircraft. So what I'm saying is that 2020, the aircraft seems more stable, more the systems work a lot better. But I think that if they do, I'm not sure if anyone has, any of the third-party vendors have Beaver. I have to check that out. They have a version of the Beaver that is more study level. This one is very simple, and I mean, it's easy to fly and it's fun to fly. But I wish they come up with something that is more study level. Let me check that out. Go to Just Fly Oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm sorry. I was just in the wrong place here. Not showing you what I'm doing here on the flight here. So sorry, I didn't switch back to the plane. So probably my bad. But anyway, sometimes that happens to me on the flight here. See, I lost a few of you because I was in the wrong place, so alright, so let's get back to our flight here. And like I said, beaver flying is close to the ground, closer to the ground than any other aircraft, any other flying here. Beaver pilots like to keep it, you know, interesting. So, all right. So let's see. I was just gonna check to see if there were any third-party vendors that have beaver flights. Just Flight. Let's see, look for DC, DHC to have, see, yeah, there's a beaver here, that's for FSX, so they don't have anything on Just Flight. We'll just have to check to see if there are any other ones, or, because like I said, this is just, you know, your basic, not study level. All right, let's check where we are here, close to our destination here, Vancouver Harbor. Alright, so we're gonna we're just gonna follow, should be fine if we follow the river into Vancouver Harbor from here. We're just gonna come down and just follow the river here, and then that should bring us to Vancouver Harbor. And I'm gonna need to lose some altitude here, so I'm just gonna turn off the autopilot. And right now what we can do is just do some manual flying and some VFR flying here. Staying off those clouds, following this highway. Yeah, I don't want to get into those clouds. It's just gonna make icing a lot worse. The other thing I need to check is my fuel, and it looks like just about done with this center tank. Got a We gotta squeeze a little bit. Oh, just about done here. The thing is also, I learned this the hard way. Once you hit that E, you're done. So it's got to time it correctly to be able to squeeze all the fuel that you need out of your tank. And I'm not going to take any chances, so I am going to switch that to the front tank. Whoa, wrong. You don't want to cut off your fuel in it. Alright, so doing great over here. Following, wish I knew the name of this highway over here. We are set up for a nice afternoon landing here on Vancouver Harbor, so stay with us here, stay with Siggy Air. We're just gonna be you should have seen that landing over there at that point. I just, you go back and check that out, because I don't think I could have done it any better. Maybe I'll just try. How about if I try to land? Let's do this. I'm gonna land in the river over here. Just gotta pick a place here. And I see this river. I'm gonna lose some altitude here, and I gotta pick a spot here where it's how about there? Yeah, I can come around. Actually, I can come around the highway. What do you think, my friends? I can come around the highway and look it down this way and land over there. Why not? We are Beaver pilots. We can do just about anything, so I'm going to do it. Just have to come around. At some point we will get into Vancouver Harbor, and alright, so let's do that. That's a little pond over here where we can do that too. I don't know, which one would be more interesting? This or the one that this one, it's a little bit more challenging because this bend over here. Alright, so I'm not gonna do that one. I'm just gonna come around and follow the highway into that landing spot there. It's gonna bring the flats down. And that's, you said it's gonna be this way. Yeah. Alright, so make sure that we got a coordinated turn over here. There's the highway. river. Right there. Set of flaps. Landing flaps. Now this is gonna be interesting because we're gonna be on. We're gonna skirt the top of those trees over here. Gotta lose some speed here. Make sure I'm trimming correctly. There we go. That was actually not perfect, but not too bad. Now, I'm thinking, how the hell am I gonna get out of here? But that's alright. The Beaver Pilot can do most anything. That river looks like it's going down, so we're gonna turn ourselves here and let's see if I can turn on a dime over here. Bring this down. Oh, I hate that. See, I hate that. Gets in the way. The stupid thing gets in the way and you can't click where you need to click. And I think I'm stuck. What I'm gonna do is see if I can unstuck myself here. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the end of this because I can't get unstuck, and I'm gonna blame Microsoft Flight Simulator for this. Alright, so let's get out of the plane and let's look for some help here. I'm gonna shut the engines down and we need to flag someone here on the highway and see, because I forgot to bring my cell phone. So just gonna come around and cross this river here. Looks like it's not too deep. Well, that's a little bit deeper than I expected, but I'm just gonna need some help. Someone needs to help me push this plane back out. Where's that highway? Yeah. I did see that highway. Is that the highway there or is not that? Yeah, that was the highway. I need to go down over here. And we need to flag a motorist that, you know, someone who's willing to help out with this situation here. Now with my luck, I'm not gonna have this. Not a very nicely not. Yeah, it is a little road, but it's not Doesn't look that good. So hopefully someone will come along here. Or maybe I could just go to one of those, maybe it's a house over there, and see if I can get some help from someone to get my plane out of that spot. But anyway, my friends, I'll get out of here. And but I appreciate you staying with Sigui Air on this kind of exciting trip, a New Year's trip here on the beautiful state of Washington, in Cascade Mountains here. And yeah, I think that I can get someone from that house to help me out. But yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you very much for flying with Sigui Air. Let me know down in the comments and below whether you enjoy this particular stream, and if you would, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate that your support on our channel. We are a channel that promotes pet adoptions and promotes organizations like Pilots to the Rescue, which is an organization that flies pets from overcrowded shelters to shelters where they can be adopted. And we do a lot of good fun videos and instructional videos. I have some videos on how to create flight plans, and I'm going to have a video pretty soon about how to create custom flight plans on the Flight Planner tool here on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. All right, my friend, thank you for watching, and have yourself great end to the New Year's Day, and I hope that you are looking forward to this new year and new year with Flight Simulator 2024. And all right, take care. I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, just remember, join me on our stream on Sunday, White Mountains into the Charles River in Boston. All right, take care, my friends. I'll see you on the next one.